Previously on the chat room with Ig and Tosin.
Joseph was spoiled. He was very spoiled and thought the world revolved around him.
And welcome to the chat room with Ig and Tosin. Hello. Just hello, Tosin.
Well, hello everyone. You say if I don't say anything, you say I'm too quiet. If I say something, you say there's too much drama. So now.
Well, you always reserve the drama till later. So let's start off with the drama. Hello everyone and welcome. This is
that better.
This is the chat room with Ig and Tosin, and we are excited to be here every week, bringing you exciting topics, and fresh subjects to discuss, and of course, our wit, our humor, and the drama, and of course, scriptures. Yes, definitely. So, Tosin, how have you been?
Very well. Good. Just sweltering, but good.
So we have a special surprise today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're so excited to have our friend. And
long overdue. She's been long overdue.
Long overdue, yes. She's our friend, our sister. She's a wonderful person. And she is
we need to do a fanfare for her to show up. Questions
are quite long, but we're going to keep them quite short.
Mm-hmm.
But we're so excited to have with us Ig Akinde.
Drama. That is drama 101 there.
I thought that Tosin already kind of set the scene. It would be wrong for me to just come and like that without
no, you have to keep going on.
Let me just come in. Let me flow with the flow, So I'm just flowing with the flow. Hi everyone.
Hi Nika, you're welcome. You're welcome to the show. It's so good to have you. Finally.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on this fantastic show, the chat room. I'm honored. I'm honored to be here. I'm excited to be here, and you guys are doing a fantastic job, I must say.
My head is getting bigger. Can you see? Getting bigger. It's getting bigger.
What did Tosin eat? But honestly, do you know, I'm on a group, and someone sent a screenshot of you guys on,
really?
And you're like, oh, gee. I didn't know that they're presenters now. I know why. I'm like, they just have a show, and So yeah,
we're famous now.
Can you sign my autograph? Your autograph. If you stand here, I won't wash my hands.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Why the queue?
I'll send it to the ISP.
Okay. Yes, we've known Nika like from way back, and we've worked together, we have served together, we have gone out for evangelism together, we've done a lot of things together basically, and so I think she's one of the persons that would be a good that'll be good to talk on what we have for today. So the subject for today is setting boundaries. So remember, we've been talking about so many other topics from season 1 and character, season 2. And so we thought, okay, let's talk about setting boundaries. What are boundaries? Why should we set boundaries? And what do we do when we're the ones that people are setting boundaries against?
Why? I setting boundaries.
But we talked about toxic relationships. We talked about with toxic people as well, setting boundaries, and we didn't go into that at the time. So I think this is a nice topic to have. So tell me, Nike, what do you think about what are boundaries? What does that mean to you? Setting boundaries.
Yeah, first of all, boundaries are, I look at them as borderlines, lines that people that should not cross. And when we're talking about setting boundaries, I was wondering, really, should we even be setting boundaries? Or should people just know that you don't cross certain lines? Because it's true, you're dealing with adults here, right? So you should know that there's certain things that, some limits you do not pass. So, everyone needs respect. And I think that's what boundaries are about. Boundaries are about respecting the other person. So whatever kind of boundary may be, it could be between friends, it could be between your work colleagues, it could be in a relationship, even in marriage, there's certain things that should not happen. So really, it's about having a limit, control, maybe not control, it's about having respect for the other person and in displaying that respect in certain things. I think for me, that's what boundaries are about. But you may have a different understanding of boundaries or definition to it, really.
But I think, it's different people have different meanings to things, right? Yeah, there are the general rules in society that people have to live by. For example, Tosin, we're talking about saying thank you the other day. And some people don't even, that is something basic that you should know to say thank you or please. Everyone, well, I shouldn't say everyone grew up with that training. Some people they don't. So that's even a basic thing. So some people don't even, they don't know how to stop. They cross the limit and go over boundaries every time. Tosin, what do you think?
Like you said, like what Nick has said, that even though, like they always say, common sense is not common. The same way, some people do not know boundaries because of first they always say is how were they brought up?
Exactly.
Some people, like now, let's say some people might just say, okay, I'm going to somebody's house I do not know. Instead of knocking on the bedroom door, you just open it. You just like, it's like, oh, you locked the door. Why are you locking the door? Really, in their house, it was just free for all, wild and free. That was what they know. But and then they now get into, let's say, a friendship, and it's like, okay, when you come to my house, okay, before you go to the bathroom, knock on the door if somebody is there. But maybe they were like all those kind of houses in which, somebody can be having their bath, the other person can be using the loo, and they don't see anything wrong with it. Or
that's true.
It's all, I always say it's all like background, and some people, like, even though they are adult, but some people are just overgrown babies. That's how I see it. They are just still babies in an adult body. They do not know. Their brains are not fully formed or fully formed.
That's But that's true, though. People's background.
It's true.
People's background tell a lot about them. Yeah. I grew up, for example, in a really huge family, and we didn't have this closed doors with each other. So, anyone can come into my room. I can go into anyone's room. And our rooms basically were always open, And so coming into a friendship, for example, that's where you learn about people, right? That you might not know some things and they'll have to tell you, okay, I don't like this. So that's about learning and getting to know people. What do you think, Nikki? I think
it sounds like we're saying culture has a big role to play about it. And culture is not necessarily about, whether your tribe. It's just about how things are done in your world.
Yeah.
You get. So the culture could be culture of an organization, culture in your family, because that's really and truly, that's what forms our behaviors, the culture that you're exposed to. And I think I totally agree. Certain things, apart from the things that are like norms of society, where certain people just want to take advantage of you, right? generally people may misinterpret situations and think, oh, but it's Nika, she shouldn't get offended, she's my friend, I could just do as I like. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, hello, you need to respect me, don't do that. So I think it's all about cultures and our beliefs, because that's what forms the person, our behavior, really.
So I think setting boundaries are important.
Yeah.
For even setting boundaries for yourself, because for me, I think setting boundaries is the healthy choices you make to preserve we're talking about that, Tosin, to preserve your well-being, body, soul, and spirit and mind. So it's basically, making healthy choices that would, even the Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence. So out of it are the issues of life. What do you allow in? Tosin, you talked about information that you allow into your heart. It's beyond, like Nika, you said, it's beyond what you just see right now. It's way bigger than that. Setting boundaries, telling people, I don't like this, I don't like that. But the most important thing is, what do you allow? How do you allow yourself respond to things? How do you allow yourself respond in a relationship? And so I think, it's important. It is important. And don't be too rigid, I think.
Yeah.
Don't be too rigid.
Like what you said about the setting boundaries for yourself, which is an important point. Like, what are you allowing in? What do you watch? What are you hearing? What information are you allowing? If let's health-wise, is like, what junk are you allowing into your body? Remember, your body is a temple. So is it that, you're like a bottomless pit, everything goes in. You just eat and eat anything and everything. So things like that. So you're setting boundaries. What we majored on today was mainly setting boundaries regarding others. But like you said, setting boundaries for yourself. It's like, how much time do you spend on social media? How much time do you spend watching TV? How much time do you spend on things that are not building you? How much time do you spend building yourself? You're like, I'm going to build myself, upskill myself in this area. Do you spend 1 hour, then the next 23 hours is on different social media platforms? And you're wondering why year in, year out, you're still the same. That's how I see it as well.
Now, I think when you look at certain boundaries, right, people can control certain things in terms of, if you're saying, I don't believe that, I need to tell you that these are my boundaries. I expect you to know, especially if you're my friend, you should have spent enough time with me to know what I like, what I don't like. Certain things should just come to you. Nika will not do that.
Won't you? I think you will you communicate it, because that's how you would know.
It's not everything you communicate. Certain things, people do certain things and just think, that person will overlook it. I keep talking about hammering on this respect thing. I don't know why. But if maybe even the person communicates with you and you do the first time, the second time, as time goes on, you should, as a grown adult, know to respect other people's boundaries. As a person as well, just respect the person, respect everybody, and just deal with them with the way you would want to be dealt with, not overstepping the boundaries, really. So, yeah. Cool.
One thing I would say in like what Nick has said is just like, some people might be, that is how I am. Somebody can go into my cupboard, take my money, I'm fine. So they can do it to somebody else, and the person is like, no, that's stealing. And they're like, but if I'm okay with it, why aren't you okay with it? But if you not communicate with them, that is how to, do you understand? It's like,
Question, if I'm okay with it, why aren't you okay with it? I think we're not the same. We're not brought up the same. I can go on so many reasons why I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
I believe information, like you said, if you tell them, no, that's not it, then it is now up to them to act like an adult or a petulant child.
But also, like you mentioned, yes, when you spend some time with people, you get to know. There's one thing about Tosin that I realized one time was that Tosin can be she can sit with you in is it companionable silence? No, not companionable.
I can just sit in silence and I'm
I mean,
And
she
she's
can
happy.
sit on with just sit in silence with you and not. I'll tell you a story offline one of these days. What someone thought, and they thought, did I offend her? I was like, no, that's just who she is. She can sit with you for an hour and you're having silent communication.
I think we're all like that, right?
Yeah, so I think, yeah, I'm just like, I can't, like my mom too does it. We're just there, we just sit on the couch.
I noticed that. You didn't tell me actually. I noticed it and I was like, okay, it happened the first time, the second time, then, we're going home together and she can just sit and she's just fine. I can't do that. I have to talk.
Oh my days. But you know what? There's an area that I really would love to touch on, and it's about setting boundaries with the opposite sex. Especially when you're dealing with married men, and a single girl. I think some married men, and I'm not. These are not just but you have it even as Christians, not respecting the lady that, this person, there's certain things that are inappropriate. And for me, I think it's a lack of respect for me as a person and also for your marriage. Because you shouldn't. There's certain things that you should not do.
Or even some comments that you make.
Don't make them, don't make them at all. Because you put me in a difficult situation. Not because I'm going to do anything, because I know me, I'm not going to do anything, right? But it's about what someone else may hear, and they will tell your wife, right? And then it comes back, oh, that's how this person does. No, don't do that. I don't have to tell you not to do that. You should know that you don't do that, or you don't say that. It
all comes down to the same thing we've been saying, respect. Because I don't think someone like that would not do that in a work environment, right? They probably would not say some things in a work environment because they're thinking, oh, HR. But then you see a sister in church and you say that to them, and it's awkward.
Like an example I can give is, this was somebody that used to do this. The person is not looking at your face. The person is looking here, and the person is talking to you and looking at, and it's just like, excuse me, my eyes are here, kind of thing. And it's very uncomfortable. And you don't really want to say, because you just find yourself slouching.
Oh, no, I do say things like that. I remember there's a time I was
the person is in a position of authority over you.
That doesn't make it right, does it?
Do you say things?
It doesn't make it right. And especially when the person is inappropriate, but the person is in a position of authority. What do? You
can say politely, I'm sorry, you make me uncomfortable when you're not looking at me in the eyes or looking at my face. I know there's someone, I've done that to some people, there's a time, not that they're looking down there, but there was a time I was in the salon and a girl kept looking. Some people just stare, and she kept staring and staring, and I was beginning to get uncomfortable, and I thought, why should I be the one uncomfortable? And I asked her, I was like, have you done that before? She said no.
I like that question.
So because you've been staring at me as if you know me from somewhere. And she was like, no, that she was just looking. I said, it's not nice. I said, it's rude. And she was like, oh, no, sorry, I'm sorry. So I've actually called out a few people like that before. Some people have said, oh, is your hair? I was looking at your hair, it was looking really nice. And thank you. So I think
pay a compliment, especially if it's the same sex, right? Pay a compliment. Your hair is nice, your dress is nice.
Don't just stare.
Don't stare. It's rude to stare. It's rude to say inappropriate text messages. Yeah. It's rude to say inappropriate comments or compliments, right?
I think a single person, it is still rude. How much a married person and a single or a married person, just pick opposite sex. It's you should know where to draw the line, I think.
You should, common sense should tell you.
Sense.
Because what I always ask myself is, if your wife was there, would you do the same thing?
You say the same thing, exactly.
Or if your husband was there, because we're not looking at men. You can see some women making some inappropriate comment that, oh,
yeah,
we're 10 years old, I can't wait. And it's just like, okay, that's a bit. Because somebody said if it was a guy that said that, pedophile is what everybody would say. So why would,
right.
So it's the same. It's the same way. So I'm not saying that, okay, it's just the men. It's people being inappropriate does not know any gender. You could be male or female. And it's just, it's just like if your partner or your spouse was there, the phone calls or the text messages, just imagine
the body language, would you do the same?
Would you do the same thing? But if you find yourself hiding it or deleting it immediately, trying to delete the evidence, then there is a problem. You should be asking yourself a lot of questions. I just feel like setting boundaries with the opposite sex, especially that, because some people are just generally friendly. And some people might see that as, being flirtatious. Oh, she likes me, but she likes this person. Why is she being? But maybe you're just like generally friendly like that. But some people might see you as, oh, she's being flirtatious, or he is being flirtatious. But you are just you are there with open and come as you are. Yeah. So, and I believe when things like that, and the question now is, how many people will you explain to? And like, oh, this is how I'm just, but you now ask yourself, am I not going to curb or try and curb who I am just to
please others?
So that's another way of looking. I think that's why the Holy Spirit is there. He's there, it will guide you and will tell you, oh, okay, maybe cut this down a bit. Okay, you're talking too much. Okay, the way you see a sister, you just put your arms around her, maybe stop that. Don't do that. Person might not be comfortable, but you just but she's my sister in the Lord, I should be able to hug her, but like, no, stop that. So are you listening? Like I always say, are you listening, or you are just going on your own agenda and making people uncomfortable?
But yeah, you're right, totally right about listening to the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit definitely would tell you it teaches us all things. So how to relate with others, how to behave. It would let you know if something is inappropriate, especially if you're doing it consistently. It will correct you. So if you're filled with the Spirit and you're doing it consistently, you're not filled with the Spirit, because you that means you know what you are doing. You are doing it with certain intentions.
Wow, we can go on. This is we communicate and we have fun and we talk scriptures, we talk the word the most. And we just have fun, and it's always beautiful. Nika, you have to come again and again.
Yeah. So we booked you now.
Yeah.
My agent.
So this is the chat room with Ig and Tosin, and today we've talked about setting boundaries. So we're looking forward to coming your way with more interesting topics. Don't go anywhere. We're here every week. And don't forget to let us know in the comments on our social media platforms, in the emails, what you think. How have you ever set boundaries? Have you been the one who has been on the other side of the boundary? What did you do? Did you get offended when someone set boundaries against you? Did you get offended, or how did you go about setting boundaries without offending friends and family at work? And yes, we'd like to hear we'd like to see your comments and hear what you think. So from Tosin.
Like, share, subscribe. All our links are going to be showing on the screen. And also, like I just said, if you have any comments, good ones, the bad ones, we'll set boundaries. It will not get into our just joking, not. So thank you for joining us today. And from our special guest, I think we just laughed throughout this episode. You can see this out here normally.
Thank you all for having me. Let's say thank you all. Thank you both for having me. It's been fun being on here, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Thank you. I would gladly love to come again. And again. And
it's our duty. Well, pinky promise. We do not break pinky promises. So
no, I didn't just do a pinky promise. I didn't do anything. You did a pinky promise for yourself.
Yeah, everybody heard. She said she'd be coming again and again and again.
We would really love to have you again and again and again. Thank you so much, Nika. We really had a great time with you today. And for everyone, we will see you next time. God bless you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Next time on the chat room with Ig and Tosin.
What is your definition of handsome? What is your definition of beauty? Because you can find someone who's a handsome man, and he's got money, for example, that could make him handsome to you.